Get your omens wherever you can. Jack Revolt, welcome.
Hey, Jared.
Drew Petrie, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Jared.
Still got the gear on from Hobart on Friday night.
Still thawing out.
Do you expect Tom Hawkins to get suspended for the action?
I just saw it real time just as we were waiting to come on tonight, Jared, and when you see it real time, it certainly looks less and less of a reportable and a suspendable offence than it does when you slow it down. So I can certainly understand why they didn't challenge it. We had Lindsay Thomas a few weeks ago with the high tackle. A week, if you lose your appeal, you're going to get two, and Geelong play the Bulldogs after they play us Saturday night. So too much to lose by going to the appeal.
So the gut punches, which are up to 10 now this season, would you accept that if there was a stance going, actually, we're stopping these right now, so from now on there are suspensions and not fines? Would you accept that?
Oh, yeah. Well, you'd hate to miss a game for doing that, for punching someone in the guts, and when you wear one sometimes you don't feel as though they're all that reportable. But if that's the rule that's brought in, well, then we've got to abide by it. But I think at the moment, any contact to the head or shoulders and above I don't think there's a fine in the current system of that report. So the MRP, their hands are tied a bit with any contact to the head. I think it starts at 2 and an early guilty plea brings it to 1, but maybe an introduction to a heavier fine for incidents like that would be a good idea.
Tell me if I'm living in the past here, but Phil Davis, big key defender, the big key forward, both of you are playing on key defenders. Part of the one-on-one duel is let's go for the footy. Part of it's a bit of pushing and shoving, and it gets to a hot point of the game. You all lash out, you all hit each other. Sorry, did that hurt?
No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're all going against your man. I think it's part of the competition on the night, you know?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's room for physicality and some body-on-body work. I think credit to Phil Davis, though, for not going to ground and squealing like some other players do in the competition. So good on you, Phil, for that. But that by-play, it lasts as long as it did in that clip there, because then the ball's going to be in your area or you've got a position to be on the ground. So it only lasts 5 seconds and you're off. So it doesn't take over a game. It doesn't incite a big melee because players are too conscious now of staying involved in the game.
Right, onto the footy. Pretty well-rounded performance by the Kangaroos on Friday night. The only one who perhaps probably missed out was your good self. Is that
Oh, it's probably the best game I've had in 6 weeks, Robbo. But I know what you're saying. Yeah, I've been a bit late again. But
I want
picking on me again.
I'm not picking on you.
I marked this one in front of Jack.
Hey.
There you go.
Why didn't you punch it, Jack?
Oh, don't worry, I've already copped that one from the
As soon as I saw that, I said, well done, Drewy, you're going to get killed for not...
I've seen that edit 20 times. Yeah.
No, you did play all right, Drewy. The point I'm making is a really, really good performance.
Yeah.
As good as a team performance I've seen from the Kangaroos this year.
Yeah, that's a good call, Robbo. The level contribution all season's probably been really evident, and that's what's helped us. I think it was only up until maybe 3 weeks ago that we had a player get over 30 possessions in a game.
Which was Gibson?
Yeah, it was.
First one for the year?
Yeah, it was. And I think since that, maybe we've had 4 guys get over 30 touches in 11 rounds of football.
Getting ahead of themselves. Come on. Wheel them back.
Yeah, exactly. We've got to pull them back a bit. But, that's been the effort of everyone. Everyone's been contributing. And Wellesley, he had 29 and kicked 3 on the weekend. But internally, the best thing that we're seeing from Wellesley is his competitiveness. He's staying involved in contests. He's tackling, chasing and pressuring. That's been outstanding. That's what his teammates have loved the most about him this year.
You started off really well, Drew, and you had a quiet patch, and you were pretty good on the weekend. Last time we were on twice ago when you're in a lean patch, and you got out of it. You got out of it. And you got out of it, I reckon, because you were just crunching packs. You got to be that aggressive person sometimes. Yeah. Has that gone away from your game a little bit?
It was there in the first month and a bit of the year.
Yeah, it was.
I probably had a quiet month just gone where I wasn't marking the footy. I was getting outbodied in contests. I think Heath Grundy took about 3 or 4 intercept marks on me against Sydney 2 Friday nights ago. So that's a real negative. Any time, I think probably Jackie the same, any time defenders take intercept marks or outbody their forward opponent, that's a real no-no from a forward's point of view. So that was happening a little bit, but better on the weekend. Benny Brown and Wadey have had outstanding seasons so far. We're 10-1, so I'm not getting too caught up.
Do you allow them to go a little bit? Like if the threes are down there, are you aware, well, I'm not going to jump into him because He's got a good spot.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're jumping all over you, taking hangers.
They are a bit. I'm getting in their way now. Wadey's been great, but Benny Brown, he's only in his third year of senior footy.
That'd be unbelievable.
Yeah, he is, absolutely. So when Benny's on his direct opponent one-on-one, or when Wadey's one-on-one on his direct opponent, why me go and drag my opponent into the contest and make it a 2-on-2? I let those guys do their thing, and I'm happy to sit back and watch them kick all the goals.
Do you know what's going on?
Yeah.
Drew?
Yeah, I do.
You know, fun with it all?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm across it.
Have you been pinged this year?
I haven't, no. I think it's exciting when players are having to keep the footy in play, and it generates more excitement than just escorting the footy over the boundary line.
The crowd loves it.
Yeah.
The crowd, I like crowd participation. You guys all like it too. When they start screaming and yelling,
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
Guys are having to disguise it more, and even then you still might get pinged. So I think it's been a great rule, and there'll be a handful of players who probably, there might be more that say there's confusion still, but I think it's pretty clear cut.
What about this one on the weekend, Jack? Have a look at this and tell me
Perth.
this
Or from the West Coast game.
from the West Coast game. I thought this was wrong.
Yeah.
Right, so comes out, Sam Butler. He doesn't want to go out, so he tries to keep it in and gets pinged for deliberate.
Yeah.
So that's not what I think it's there for. Like, what do you reckon?
No, I think that one's a bit stiff. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's in the West Coast back line. Was that the West Coast back line? Well, Jake Smith was there, so I assume it was.
He kicked a banana goal from 35.
Yeah, I think that any time it's in a back line and a defender might escort the footy over or try and disguise it, they're probably a bit hotter than if that was a forward in your forward line and that happened, be throw it in. I reckon.
Yeah, it would be.
Drew, the Kangaroos have got the mid-season ball, which is doubling
Yes.
as the 20-year premiership reunion.
Yeah, we do. July 1st, Friday night, it's the MCG, the 96 Premiership Union. We're going to have a shinboner of the era, so from 05 to 2015. Going to decide who that person is. All the players will be there. Still plenty of tickets available, so get on board.
Excellent.
Chance, Drew?
And the
I think I'm one of many being
Brady
nominated.
Rawlings should be up there, wouldn't he?
all kids go for free on Sunday to your clash against the Suns.